What's up, my friends? This is John Berruti from Berruti Success. On this episode, we're going to talk about taxing yourself. What? Stay tuned. On this episode, we're going to talk about taxing yourself. Yep, lost my mind. Sorry about the nasally thing. I don't know what I'm going through, regardless. So, taxing yourself. Yes, this is what I want you to do. Why? Because, A, we don't save enough, right? That's what this whole thing is about, right? My goal is to see how many people I can get to 1 million or pretty dang close to $1 million in savings, right? So I'm almost 50. The days are counting down, right? And for the first part of my life, I've had a pretty good run in business, and basically everything. I've had a pretty good run. So my new mantra is, okay, so for the next 50 years, I could live to 100. I could do it. Possibly. Not sure. But regardless, if I live to 100 or 90 or 80 or 70 or whatever, what am I doing as far as impact? Like what am I going to be remembered as? What's my legacy going to be? And, I started thinking about it over the last year or two, and that's how I started the whole YouTube thing. Because I want to give back. I want people to have what I've had, right? I want people, since I've been young, I've been putting money away. I've been investing my whole life, either real estate or stocks. And over the years, I've had some financial advisors, all great people, seriously, great people. Dating back to when my mom and dad had a restaurant, a lot of these people would come in, and these people became my dad's friends. And because of that, I'm little Johnny running around the restaurant. I always wanted to talk to them, and I always wanted to invest. So they're like, okay, little Johnny, come into the office, and I would give some money. And, what I realized as I was getting older and before I got into college is, the money is not really growing. That's how it works. The stock market goes up and down, and it does. But long story short, what I figured out, after I pulled all my money away from all investors, and I do it myself now.
A lot of people are like, aren't you too young to invest in the markets? And, A, don't worry about it. I just look young. I mean, you don't know how old I am. And B, I use E-Trade, so check it. Click. I just bought stock. You just saw me buy stock. No big deal. I mean, if I can do it, you can do it. Whoa.
I have an Ameritrade account that I invest with myself. And I know I've said it in other videos, but I am going to be making probably one or two videos. One for M1 Finance, which is a free platform, and the other one is for Robinhood, which is a free platform, right? Because I want to invest in those. I want to invest on those platforms so I can teach you guys how to do it. Because the one thing I can't stand is paying fees. Why? Listen, I went to Seton Hall for a finance degree. I was going to be stockbroker, and I get the fact that these people have to make money. I get it. That being said, they can make enough money without pulling so much money out of your account. And that's basically what they do. And they do it from all different directions. It's not as easy as, oh yeah, we're going to charge you a 1% fee and, that's it. That's not it, right? They charge you a 1% fee or 0.5% fee to manage your money.
Sounds like a good idea. It's definitely a good idea.
Dwayne, I get it. Now, can you get me? Have I ever lied to you? That's right. And ask around. I never do, Dwayne. Let me put this real simple. This stock is a beautiful redhead, recently single, not looking to date, but ready to fall in love.
And then depending on what they put you in, right, a mutual fund or a fund, and those funds have fees also. And then there's a whole bunch of other fees that go on top of that. But the reality is you're like, well, these fees are not that bad. They're not individually, but when you put them all on top of each other, to pay 1 or 2 or 3% of your money over the years, it really takes away from what you could have. So regardless, bringing it back. So my goal, right, is, since I've been doing this for the longest time, is to teach and explain to people, A, it's not hard, B, it doesn't take a lot of money. Time is definitely the best thing, right? If you're an 18 or 20-year-old, my kids are 8 and 12, I'm teaching them this now. you implement any of this that I've been talking about in this series of saving money and putting small amounts away every day, time is exactly on your side. It is compounding interest, right? And the one thing that I want you to learn out of this is don't get bored, right? And don't constantly look at your money. Don't constantly look at that bank account. Just set it and forget it, right? I've said that before and I'll say it again. Put the money in, get some sort of electronic, internet-based bank account, hook it up to your regular checking account and have it pull out weekly. This way it doesn't hurt you as much, right? And when I say hurt you, you go to pay your bills at the end of the month, you're like, oh my God, I don't have enough. Well, if it's only being taken out weekly, it's not as, it's not going to hurt as much as if I had said, hey, every month you have to make a $200 withdrawal from your checking account into your online savings account. That's not easy to do, right? But if you're doing $50 a week, it's a little easier to do. And listen, not everybody can do $50 a week. I hope you can do $100 a week, but not everybody can do $50 a week. So start with 25, right? Geez, start with 10. I don't care what you start with, just start. It's the biggest thing, and do it electronically and do it automatically. So you don't think about it, right? If you set it up, it's the most it's gonna take is about 15 minutes. And I have a video on my channel, and I'll link it up somewhere up here. And if you click on it, it basically walks you through how to set up an Ally, it's called Ally, A-L-L-Y, bank account. And the reason I like Ally is I believe right now it's 2.20 is the interest that it's gaining you. That's not bad. Probably your local bank account is something around 0.25, even if that, maybe 0.5. I mean, 0.5. So just for money to sit there at 2.2, it's not a ton of money. It's not, but it's better than zero, right? And if you're putting money away every single week towards that, in a couple of weeks, a couple of months, I started back in January because I did a seminar with all my employees because I want them to do this. And so I set up a special account for the Ally, aside of all my other accounts, and right now I think it's almost $800 or $900, right? And that was from January. Listen, it just grows. And if you ever paid attention to people that talk about compound interest, it really is an amazing thing, right? It's not amazing quickly, it's amazing over time, right? So if you keep putting money away and you learn to invest properly, and we'll go through that on the channel. And when I'm saying investing, I'm not talking about, in and out of stock markets. I'm not talking Jim Cramer, CNBC stuff. I'm talking about ETFs. I'm talking about Vanguard funds. I'm talking about great companies that invest in the whole stock market and making it easy, right? And that's basically what I'm talking about. Taxing yourself. If the government came down, right, and said, hey, you got to pay us $7.15 a day. You got to do it. You'd be like, what? No. And you would start a group and everybody would go against everybody would get themselves an attorney and, we're going to fight the government. And they say, okay, you can fight us, but we still want the money. You're going to have to pay us, right? After everybody settled down, they're like, no, okay, we'll just pay the $7.15. That's what I want you to do for yourself. If you had to put $7.15 away to pay someone else, the government, in order to stay in the United States, you would do it. So make it a tax on yourself. And I know it's funny, I'll probably put some funny stuff up here.
Sir, why did you wait until the last minute to pay your taxes?
Because I'm an idiot. Happy?
Of course.
It's the truth. Whatever you force yourself to do, you can do it. John, I can't. I have zero in the bank at the end of the month. There's absolute no way I can put another dollar away for something else. Yes, you can. You can. I have another video, the one before this, that explains to you some simple ways that you can save money to put money aside, right? Go to Wawa less. Drink less Starbucks. I mean, I can go over a million things, right? And I'm not telling you to deprive yourself. I'm just saying maybe you don't buy 5 pair of sneakers this week. Maybe you don't go to Wawa 3 times a day. Maybe you scrimp and save a little bit. Take the change out of your pocket. Put it in a bucket, right? You can do it.
You can do it! You can do it! You can do it!
You can do it.
You can. It's not as hard as people make it out to. Yeah, at the end of the month, we're all struggling, right? We're looking at our bank account. How are we going to do that? But if you force yourself, if you tax yourself, make it mandatory. Say before anything else gets, listen, you get a paycheck, right? And in that paycheck, you're like, I made $1,000 this week, but I only brought home $750. Where'd the other 25% go? Yeah, it went to taxes. And if you did that to yourself, right, you set up an account that pulled the money out, right, every week, pull the money out and don't touch it. Yeah, you own it. Yes, you can stop it, but don't, right? Tax yourself, make yourself take that money out of your checking account and put it aside, right? And together, we're going to get to great places, right? Once you get to $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, I'm going to show you how to dollar cost average into the market. And listen, market all-time highs, right? And it's kind of wandered around 25, 26,000 as far as Dow Jones, and that's a scary thing to me. So I'm not going to haphazardly willy say, "Oh, put all your money in the market." No, right? But over time, over the last 50 years, with all the crashes we've had, with all the downturns, including the Great Depression, right? If you slowly put money into the market every week, every month, right? When it hits highs, okay, you're putting it in at high, but when it hits low, you're also putting it in when it's at its low, right? So all those ups and downs, all those dips, putting in small amounts as we go over 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Again, let's say I'm 50 and I get to 100, right? And let's say I start today and people are like, "Oh, I'm too old, can't do it. I'm 60 years old." You're 60 years old. Let's say you retire at 75, which is kind of like the new retirement age. That's 15 years you have. If you start today, again, you're going to have a ton more money in your bank account than you had, right? Social Security, people's not going to, and millennials, even if you're watching this, they're like, "What? Social Security? I don't even," exactly. You can't rely on that. And nor can somebody that's 50 or 60, because even if it gives you an extra $300, $500, $1,000 a month payment from the government, that's not enough to live. If you start today taxing yourself, right? This is an easy concept. Start today. Don't stop the video because I want you to watch all the way through. I'm almost done. But at the end of the video, go to my video on starting the Alley account. Seriously, it's going to take you 10 minutes to do. Start it, set it up, link it to your bank account. If you can't do $7.15, which is $50 and I think 9 cents a week, do 25. You can do 25. Start that and just let it pull out every single week. You're going to get a notice, "Hey, we're pulling money out of your account." Just ignore it. Delete the email. Okay, thank you. Every week you're going to get that, right? But it's fine because after a year, 2 years, you have a couple $1,000s in the bank. Now we can do something with that money, okay? So, little short tidbit. It was tax yourself, and I hope you do it, seriously. I'm doing this kind of for fun, but the reality is I'm doing this so I can see how many people I can help, how many people can actually get to $1 million or even close. Even if you have $250,000 in your bank, not so bad. That's not so bad, right? And you take that money, you put it away, you invest it, and time and compound interest. If you have $250,000, right? Again, I'm jumping ahead years. But if you have $250,000, you're like, "Nah, John wasn't right. I only have $250,000. The amazing thing about compound interest is just within that $250,000, within 4 years or 5 years becomes $500,000, and between 10 years becomes $1 million. As you get larger amounts and as you get older and you don't touch the money, it exponentially grows. Why does it do that? Compound interest is the first thing. Second thing is on what you're investing in. Great companies, right? ETFs, whole markets, which we're going to teach. And not only that, income as far as dividend stocks, dividend ETFs, all these things are going to work towards you. All these things are going to give you little dollars to your dollars, right? As you invest, those things are going to compound, thus compound interest. Okay? So I hope that you got value out of this. If you like it, if you think this is going to help somebody, right? Somebody, is struggling, somebody that, is constantly talking about, "Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, how am I going to," send it the video, right? Share the video. It really helps me. Okay? So like it if you can, subscribe, right? Hit the bell So every time I do this, it'll come to you. And I hope you really do it. I hope you do it today. All right, guys? So, see you on the next one. Okay. A second or two. Okay. We're at 7.25. I'm going to cut this out because I lost track of what I was talking about. Oh, my God. Okay, here we go. That's going to be a blooper. So...